What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Hope you're doing well. Today I wanted to do kind of a tutorial video on basically the wheel settings that I have. So I just got this game and I was surprised to find out that the wheel comes pre-configured, as in it's detected and everything is good to go, or so it would seem. But actually you have to do quite a bit of modifying or tweaking in the settings to get it right. It was basically unplayable right out of the box. Yeah, I was finding myself off the road constantly, just spinning out, and that's on pavement. Off-road was totally out of the question. And you can kind of see it in my Forza intro video, just how bad things were. Fortunately, I did some research and watched some videos, kind of like maybe what you're doing here. But this is an updated 2022 video, and I want to say this is post-patch. So there was a patch that that the Forza team released to kind of address the lag. There was some lag issues, I guess, with some of the wheels, maybe all the wheels actually. But I have the Thrustmaster T300 RS wheel with the with the shifter and the pedal and whatnot. And I just found that even on pavement it was just unplayable. So anyway, so today I wanted to get into the settings that I have and how it's made the game much more enjoyable and playable. So let's just jump right in. Alright guys, so starting off with the difficulty tab, we'll go in here. These are settings that you might be already used to, so braking, steering, traction control, stability control. We're going to leave these two as is. Actually, steering, you want to keep this on standard. I know some people want to switch it to simulation, but this is not really a simulation game. It's more arcadey, sort of. So yeah, you're going to keep this on standard. It's a lot easier this way. Traction control and stability control. You would normally turn these things off in a true simulation game, as you know. Again, this is not a true simulation game, so we'll keep these on. It's just, you just want to make this game actually playable with a wheel, so I would keep both of these on. Then we'll back out and go into advanced controls, and a lot of these you're going to skip over. Vibration, invert, all these actually skip over. Steering, dead zones, I think these are the default settings, but that's what I have it on. 0 for the steering axis dead zone inside and 100 on the outside. No need to change these really. The next one that we actually do change is steering linearity. It's by default on 50. I found that it's not really accurate enough in the middle, so I bumped it up to 55. Some people like to go as high as like 60. 55 I feel is the sweet spot for most wheels, including the Thrustmaster wheel and the G series, Logitech G series wheels. So that's where I like to keep it. And then I found that basically I was falling over the sides of like bridges, crossing a straight bridge, just falling over. And this basically fixed it, where when you're holding the wheel in the middle and you're just turning it a little bit here and there, it's not causing you to go slide completely right off the side of the bridge, as just one example. The next one, yeah, like I said, so we're going to skip the dead zone ones, just leave these as is. Same with clutch if you're not using manual transmission. I put this the dead zone inside down because some people, I haven't used it yet, but some people rest their foot on the clutch, and by turning it down a little bit, it makes sure that it doesn't engage the clutch. So e-brake settings, we're going to leave those as is. Vibration scale is a matter of preference. I kept it on the default setting. And then we have the force feedback scale. Basically this is the larger the value you set here on force feedback scale, the more torque you'll get from the wheel. So stronger feedback essentially. Center spring scale is so a lot of videos set this all the way up. They crank it all the way up, but a lot of those videos are old, and I feel like, you know, with the number of patches that have come out addressing steering issues, for me and a lot of other Logitech G series users, setting it all the way to 0 is actually more helpful. Again, if you watch, you know, many of the videos from November when this game, November 2021, when the game came out, they cranked this setting and the next one up all the way. I found that cranking it down all the way is actually more helpful. So center spring scale, like I said, is basically you know, how the wheel, it determines basically how the wheel snaps back to center. So think like you're fully locked to the right, and then you let go of the wheel and how fast it comes back. The next one is the wheel damper scale. All the way up basically means more resistance, and I found out that setting this down to 0 works best for me. But you know, like with any setting, if you ever want to see how it affects your gameplay, just turn it all the way up, play with that setting, and then turn it all the way down and see how it is with it all the way down, and you'll know where you want to be. I found that all the way down is the best for me. The next one is the mechanical trail scale. Basically, this is a setting for how the rear wheels slide out. Turning it up makes it slide out less, and this is actually a good starting point for most people. Just, you know, if you just got this game, you just downloaded it and you installed it, and you're finding that you're all over the track or the road, this is what you want to turn up. Default setting is on 0, so you want to set it up to, or bump it up to 2. Next one is force feedback minimum force. This is the threshold in which basically force feedback kicks in. If you have it too high, you won't have enough force feedback. It doesn't kick in at that point. So I turned it down just a little bit, and I found that to be the sweet spot. The next one is the force feedback load sensitivity. This has to do with basically the extent of which the force feedback kicks in. So you know, you have scale, force feedback scale, and then you have sensitivity. Sensitivity, you want it bumped down a little bit. Scale, I bumped it up a little bit. I don't know if they undo each other, or, you know, but I found that 0.9 works best for me. And again, I have a Thrustmaster T300 RS wheel, but this is a setting that a lot of the Logitech G series users set it to as well. Road scale, feel, off-road scale, feel, steering sensitivity. I turn, you know, I mess with these settings, but I don't feel like they're super helpful. For example, road feel scale, this scale, it says the description is, this scales the higher frequency load inputs which come from the road surface and bumps when driving on asphalt. So like if you're going off-roading and stuff, you know, all the bumps, the rocks, the jumps, this is setting how sensitive your wheel is to those, and the motors in your wheel, how sensitive they are to all that road debris and things that you drive over. Off-road scale, honestly, I haven't messed with too much. I did set it down because I found it's a little too sensitive for off-road. I'm still adjusting off-road, but this is a setting that is better than the default setting, so I would set it to this. And steering sensitivity, I feel a lot of videos don't have this setting because I think it was added after a certain patch. I don't know which patch, but I left it on the default setting, and it seems to be working fine. I have messed with it. I turned it up all the way, and it was a little too much. So right here in the middle is where I noticed that when I have the view set to, you know, inside the car, as I turn the wheel, it turns exactly when the steering wheel in the in-game turns. So when I turn the wheel in person, the wheel in the video turned, you know, in the game turns basically exactly at the same time. So I left that as is. So that's going to be it, actually. These are all the settings. This is good for all the Logitech G series wheels and the Thrustmaster wheels. this should get you going and, you know, be able to race without going off-road. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below if I have anything wrong here, and we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.